intentions. Yeah, these are my only intentions. Shout out to your mom and dad for making you. Staying in a vision, they did a great job raising you. When I create, you're my muse. The kind of smile that makes the news.
Hola amigos and amigas, I hope you are all well. I was gonna record last night, but yesterday I was just not in a good mood and I didn't want to record when I was angry, so with them in this, yes, this is late, but better late than never. So anyways, English hello. Today's video we're gonna be doing underrated, overrated, or perfectly rated. So basically just taking things and just see if the rating changes or if I agree with the rating, basically. So I mean, that's pretty much it. Let's get into it. Alright, so I was gonna write them down and just like draw them out of the cup, kind of like how I did with one of the videos I did. I don't remember. I think it was He's a 10. Anyways, I'm gonna be reading them off my phone here. So I put some background music on just so it's not all quiet and you don't hear the freaking humming of my fan here. Got damn drip all over my shirt. Anyways, okay, here we go. Underrated, overrated, or perfectly rated. First, god damn it, hold on. First one is bees. Bees are underrated as hell. Like, let's be... I thought my music stopped playing, I'm sorry. Bees are so underrated. Like, they do so much for our freaking... They just do so much for us, man. And without them, we'd be fucking screwed. We would be screwed. So for instance, like, if climate change, like, affects them in a negative way, we are literally screwed. Bees are so underrated. Save the bees. Next one. Next one, we got Halloween. Okay, I forgot to mention this earlier. This is all just based off of how I feel, okay? So, it's okay if you disagree, you know, you can respectfully disagree. Yeah. If you disagree, you know, just keep it respectful, okay? Okay. Anyways, Halloween. I'm honestly gonna say Halloween is perfectly rated. And as an avid lover of Halloween, I'm gonna say it's perfectly rated. It's not overrated, it's not underrated. I feel like most of the people who say it's overrated, it's because you have like a bunch of people that just constantly just talk about Halloween. I mean, the same thing could be said for Christmas. So, yeah, but I think it's perfectly rated, so. Arizona iced tea. Underrated as fuck. Underrated. And I know, okay, most of these are probably going to be underrated in my opinion. So, going to be a little biased, you know? Arizona tea is honestly underrated. The first time I actually had it was when COVID was like at its peak and masks were like heavily enforced. And I had tried I think it's like Mucho Mango. It's the one in the yellow can. And I was like, okay, you know, I mess with this, you know. And that's the one I consistently got. And then I was like, okay, next time I go to the store, we're going to try a different flavor just to kind of like switch it up, you know, see what the other flavors taste like. So the one I got was the watermelon one. And the minute I tried it, I instantly fell in love. That was the only drink... is the only Arizona tea I will get. With the exception of strawberry kiwi. That one's also pretty good too. But yeah, Arizona watermelon tea is the bomb.com. Okay? Okay. I'm gonna try to break this up into 3 segments so it's not just all one long thing. So I'm gonna go about maybe 5 minutes here, gonna stop here, and then just... Yeah, does that sound cool? Okay. Chinese food. Shit is so good and dirty. Chinese food. This one, I feel like this one really just depends on who you ask. Because, I'm gonna say it's perfectly rated. Like, it's not overrated, it's not, it's not overrated. It's not underrated. I feel like it's perfectly rated. It's good. It's good. That would be like the same thing for sushi too. But I know a lot more people. I know way more people that love sushi than don't. And I've never heard like bad things about it or whatever. I've never had it. I'm still debating if I want to try some. But yeah, but Chinese food I feel like is perfectly rated. Now I love Chinese food. I love Chinese food, but I don't think it needs to be made into a bigger deal than it. Yeah, it just doesn't need to be made into a bigger deal. So I mean that's pretty much that. Next one. Tattoos. Tattoos, in my opinion, now I obviously don't have any tattoos. But I feel like tattoos are honestly perfectly rated. They're not just like Chinese food, they're not underrated, they're not overrated. They are perfectly rated. And that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, so the next one is global warming. Super underrated. And also, may I just say, we're not even in the global warming era. We are now in the global boiling era. We are literally being boiled the fuck alive. And it's like, how are we, like, there's no way in hell that we should be trying to freaking survive in conditions like this. Like, it's just, oh my god. Like, at this point, how do I move from Earth, bro? Like, you know, like, it just, yeah, but global warming is very underrated. But again, we are not in the global warming era. We are in the global boiling era. So, next one. SpongeBob. Okay, this is definitely gonna ruffle some feathers because I know a lot of people that absolutely love SpongeBob. I'm gonna say it, I think SpongeBob is overrated. That is definitely gonna ruffle some feathers for sure. Yeah, SpongeBob to me is just overrated. But I mean, I never, see, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, SpongeBob is just overrated for me. I just feel like it's just, yeah. SpongeBob, it's just not doing it for me, you know? I mean, I used to watch SpongeBob, like, as a kid, don't get me wrong, but it's like, now, it's like, I just feel like now because I'm an adult and I haven't watched it in so long, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I just feel like because there's like a lot of people's like SpongeBob is the best this, best that, and like I just think constantly hearing it, I'm like, I feel like y'all are kind of hyping this up too much. But yeah, I'm sorry, I said it. I think SpongeBob is overrated. So yeah. What's the next one? Dipping your fries in a shake. I actually changed the wording towards the end because originally it was dipping your fries in a frosty at or from Wendy's. And I was like, no, let's just change shake. And honestly, that is underrated in my opinion. I need some fresh my goddamn scalp. Yeah, dipping your fries in a shake of any kind is honestly very underrated. And I know, say what you want. I'm a fan of weird stuff, okay? I am weird all the way around. Again, I'm a fan of weird stuff. So, dipping my fries into my shake is something I'm definitely going to do. I don't even know where I even got that from. I guess I was just curious to see how it tastes. And then, boom. It was just like, I honestly like it. I don't have a problem with it. But as I said, I'm a fan of weird stuff or weird food combos like that. So, yeah, dipping your fries in the shake is definitely overrated for sure. A lot of people are gonna look at me like I'm crazy, but it's like crazy is my middle name, so what's the next one? Oh, the TV show Friends. I've never been into the TV show Friends. I mean, I've watched episodes, but it's like it's just I think it's kind of overrated, low key. Like I just nah. Now that's also gonna ruffle some feathers too, because I know that there's a lot of people that love watching Friends and or The Office, which it's not on this list, but I think the Friends is a little overrated too. I said it. But yeah, the TV show Friends is just underrated for me. It just can't really get into it. I tried to, but I just yeah, the Friends TV show is underrated in my opinion. But before I go on to the next one, I just want to say my opinion doesn't rule the world. So, you go and just do your thing, B. Okay? Okay. So don't take it personal, alright? Like I said, my opinion doesn't rule the world, so you do your thing, alright? Alright. 4th of July. Overrated. Must I, do we, this could be a whole other separate video in itself. Okay, first of all, I stopped celebrating the 4th of July. Pretty sure it was around COVID or a year after COVID. But I stopped celebrating the 4th of July because what a lot of people don't realize is that, a little history lesson. When America became an independent country and separated from the British Empire, Black people were still enslaved, being tortured, raped, beaten, all that. And it's just like, that doesn't, no, it was equal it was Independence Day for Americans, or essentially freedom, but not for Black people. Juneteenth or June 19th is my Independence Day, not the 4th of July. So, yeah, that could be a whole other freaking discussion for another video. I'm not going to get into it. But it's just no. Yeah, 4th of July is very overrated. For historical reasons. Next one. Crocs. Those are also overrated. I have preached this so many times. And again, you do your thing. But Crocs are so freaking ugly. And the only exception I will make I didn't even realize that the freaking time was extended. Or I didn't realize that the time on there is went far. Anyways, the only exception I will make for somebody that wears Crocs is a nurse. If you are not a nurse, no. And then on top of that, you got the whole, you could put them in sports mode. I'm like, what the fuck is sports mode? That's not even a thing. I actually learned that was just a thing that social media created, and the freaking somebody in the Crocs company was like, we didn't invent that. That wasn't a thing we did. What are you on about? That doesn't exist, Anyways, the next one is, no, we already did that one. Oh, wait, no. Okay, before I go to the next one, I'm gonna add something to the Croc thing. I was on Pinterest a few weeks ago, and I had saw it was a Croc ad, but it was okay, so it was the Croc. So you have the front part of the Croc right here. Then in the back, it had the chunky heel or wedge, whatever you want to call it. And I sat there looking at it, and I was like, okay, you put fur in Crocs, and then you put the skinny heel on them. Now you're putting a chunky wedge. What are we? I was like, no. Absolutely not. Yeah, but Crocs are very overrated. Mainly just because of that's not even just there's so many, no, there's only one person I know that hates Crocs as much as I do, and that is my best friend, Elizabeth. Me and her, go back and forth about that so much. It's just, again, the only exception I will make for somebody that wears Crocs is if you were a nurse. If you're not a nurse, don't come up to me in Crocs. I'm walking the other way. Okay, what's the next one? The U.S. Overrated as fuck. And this is coming from... And yes, I am a U.S. citizen, but you think any of us citizens, especially Gen Z, gives a fuck about that? No. The U.S. is very overrated. We are literally the laughingstock of the fucking world. That would be a whole nother discussion for another video. But yeah, U.S. is very overrated. This is coming from an American. Anyways, Euphoria. Euphoria, Euphoria. I feel like, I don't want to say, I'm going to say I'm in between overrated and perfectly rated. It's not really underrated because, I don't know. I feel like it's perfectly rated, but people like hype it up so much to the point where others see it as overrated. You know what I mean? So it's like I think it's perfectly rated, but also it can be a bit overrated at times. You know, I personally actually like the show. I have yet to see. Well, I don't know if I want to watch the new season because because of one of the characters that passed away. So I don't even know if I even want to watch if I want to watch the rest of the show. But yeah, I think me personally, I love Euphoria. I think it's perfectly rated, but it can be overrated or overhyped by other people to the point where others are like, yeah, y'all are no. So yeah. Next one, what the freak, bro? Hold on. What's the next one? Oh, excessive morning routine. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of elaborate. Excessive morning routine means like instead of just like washing your face and just like brushing your teeth like how usually most people do, you do like the face masks, the I don't know what those things are called, but they like go under your eyes right here, like the eye masks or whatever. You got the serums, the oils, the moisturizers, you know, all that. Honestly, I mean, that really just depends on the person. I mean, I'm a lover of self care, especially when it comes to skincare and stuff like that. Like, I like wearing like little different face masks and stuff like that. Just having a clean, fresh face. Um, Honestly, I don't think they're overrated. I think they're perfectly rated. You know, I feel like this one is just more of like personal preference. I mean, I personally am not one to do an excessive morning routine. Like, I kid you not, I mean, you've seen my morning routines. All I do is wash my face, brush my teeth, and then moisturize it with the stuff need to moisturize it with. That's pretty much it. And maybe every once in a while I'll do a face mask, just to kind of, because it makes me feel more sufficient. But regardless, this one is just more of like personal preference. But I'm gonna say it's perfectly rated, honestly. So, yeah, there's that. My phone is off. What the hell? All right, and the last one is popular groups at school. Popular groups at school are so fucking overrated. Like, from the amount of shows and movies that we've seen and stuff like that, like, I've never liked the freaking popular, and even, like, from going from elementary all the way up to high school, there was always, like, a popular group, and like you could easily tell who's like the popular kid, like even from a freaking elementary school kid. Well, no, that just goes with any like grade level, regardless of what like point you're at in like for school, because usually those are the ones that had like the more nicer, more expensive clothes. Okay, so if we're talking like elementary, you could easily tell who was like the cool one or the popular one, just based off of what they wear, the supplies that they had, their hairstyle, just the way they carried themselves. The same thing with middle school and high school. But high school, it's more prominent. And for me, well, I feel like for me, it was more prominent because when I was in high school, I would consider the popular kids as my school, or at my school, as oh my God, the Alamo Ranch kids. And those are the ones that had like the nice houses, the nice cars, they always looked good, they smell good, all that. And just, they always seemed like you would never catch them looking casual ever. Like, they were always just so, like, just freshened up and just, like, clean and stuff like that. But, yeah, I fucking hate popular groups of school. That shouldn't even be a thing. Like, why is that a thing? Like, whose idea was it to... I mean, if it was an idea, why was it made? And why was it put in place? I don't get that. Yeah, popular groups at school are very overrated as fuck. They shouldn't even exist. And that's all I got to say about that one. Okay? Okay. I know that video seemed very rushed. I can promise you it's not. But I actually did kind of have fun filming that. I'm hoping this video is not going to be super long. I doubt it. But I hope you enjoyed that. If you haven't already, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. If not, that is completely okay. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Have a good rest of your evening. Deuces.